I love you. I love you. Written by Just Thinking Drabbles. Read by Arashi. Quiet, peaceful nights were always Hubert's favorite. Sitting in bed by his slumbering husband, Ferdinand, a book in his hand, and glasses perched on his nose, it almost felt like a dream. It had been, once upon a time. During his days in the academy, he never would have guessed that he would be allowed this happiness, that he could love and be loved in return, or that he would marry the man he'd held affections for such a long time. These things were not meant to be his. At least, that's what he'd thought. He set his book on the nightstand and glanced at Ferdinand, instantly put at ease by the sight of him. His wavy, amber hair was splayed across the pillow, messy, yet lovely, and Hubert lifted up a strand to his lips, placing a gentle kiss to it. He laid by his side and wrapped his arm around his waist, tucking his head into his neck and pressing a soft kiss against the sensitive skin. Ferdinand let out a content sigh and stirred slightly, but did not wake. Beautiful, he thought to himself, and then, because he could, he spoke it, a gentle whisper into his ear, despite knowing Ferdinand's sleeping form could not hear. Perhaps that's why he had the courage to say it. Even after so many years of being married, compliments were still so hard for him to say aloud. He wondered if practicing them could help, though, and now seemed as good a time as any, since he could not be overheard. Hubert cleared his throat and brushed aside a strand of hair that had fallen into his husband's face, before speaking softly. "You are radiant. You shine so much that you blind me with it, and I adore you for it. I love you. I love you." Saying it once is not enough, and I do not think the phrase will ever suffice in explaining how fiercely I feel for you. But, even so, he trailed off, the words in his throat caught on an emotion he was still unsure of how to navigate through. He leaned down and pressed another kiss to Ferdinand's temple. His skin was warm beneath Hubert's lips, invitingly so, almost as if the sun itself was threatening to swallow him whole. He would gladly let it, too. A tender squeeze to his hand startled Hubert, and he pulled away, eyes wide as he was met with Ferdinand's amber gaze. His lashes were wet with tears, and for a moment Hubert thought that maybe he had said something wrong. But then he saw him smile. Oh, that smile! And his heart was eased. He felt his cheeks grow hot beneath the warmth of his husband's eyes. I thought you were asleep." "I was, but then I felt your arms around me, and heard your sweet words, and Oh, I'm sorry for waking you." Ferdinand shook his head as he sat up, waves of amber falling into his face as he did, and cupped Hubert's face between his palms. "Do not be. I am not, nor will I ever, be disappointed with waking up to your company." "Neither will I," Hubert agreed, and though Ferdinand's lips on his kept him from saying it aloud, he surmised that he knew anyhow.